What's going on, my friend? It's Jeff Newport from ChasingStrength.com. In today's video, I thought I would give some realistic advice about which kettlebell program is right for you. Okay, so let's get started. Which kettlebell program should you be doing? All right. So I've been told by those in the know that if I want to help more people, I need to be more on Instagram. Okay. The IG, the gram, whatever you want to call it. So I've been posting some of my thoughts on kettlebell training over there. And as a result, the IG algorithm feeds me things it thinks I'm interested in, like kettlebell workouts. And one of my favorites, and favorite is in air quotes, as we often use on this channel, one of my favorite kettlebell workouts is what I call synchronized flows, okay? It's usually a guy in his late 20s with a man bun, without a shirt, and a cute girl slathered in spandex doing flows. Also known as chains is what we used to call it back in the day, right? And chains are a series of exercises performed one rep in a row, and there's always some beats thumping in the background, right? So they always got some techno stuff or something going. And what's really fascinating to me is, as I said, is these flows are synchronized, these chains are synchronized. So the guy and the girl are moving at the same speed through the same exercises. Usually, but not always, the completion of said flow and chain is followed by a fist bump or a high five. Okay. It kind of reminds me of some kind of Saturday Night Live spoof with Martin Short, one of the ones from the 80s. Man, I'm really showing my age there, where they're doing the synchronized swimming. Yeah, it's like one of those. So another one of my favorites is kettlebell leg day, where some dude wearing the modern version of Ranger panties, right, demonstrates 12 different leg exercises using his kettlebells. But the problem is there's never any true context to these workouts. Flows for what exactly? Leg day for what exactly? Getting stronger, improving conditioning, getting more muscular, aka jacked, right? Burning fat, yes, all, none, or I don't know. It sounds like I'm some kind of grumpy old man, right? Hey, get off my lawn! But I just can't help it. I just have to ask myself at the end of the day, what is the point, right? What are the points of these kettlebell flows and these leg day workouts and all this stuff, right? So that brings us to the question, which kettlebell workout, which program should you do? Well, that depends on four main things, okay? Number one is your current physical limitations. If you have any, injured or lack of range of motion in one or more of your joints, well, then you won't be able to do some kettlebell exercises, okay? Number two, the kettlebell exercises you know how to perform. And obviously, hopefully, this stands to reason. Kettlebells aren't particularly hard to use, and they certainly don't require a PhD, but they do require some skill and some practice. Pretty much like any skill: woodworking, metallurgy, brain surgery. Okay, they're not as complicated as brain surgery, obviously, but although I think some people would have you think so. Okay, but they do require practice. And the more you practice the skill of lifting kettlebells, the nuances of each exercise, right, the more beneficial the exercise will be to and for you, okay? I've said it before, and it's worth repeating. Start with the single kettlebell lifts. Master them, especially the mobility and stability required to use them. Then move on to the double kettlebell lifts. Now, there are some exceptions to that general broad blanket statement about starting with kettlebell lifts. I'll get into them in some future video, okay? What I'm going to do too is we'll leave a link in the video, a link to a video in the description below for my 5-level kettlebell training pyramid, if you haven't seen that video already, okay? So that will explain this whole concept to you, all right? So number three, the kettlebells you have available to you. I think this is pretty common sense, but you never know. Common sense doesn't seem to be so common these days. So fortunately, throughout the kettlebell landscape, all right, it's much different than it was 20 to 25 years ago. Back then, there was one kettlebell dealer / manufacturer, and the gyms did not carry kettlebells. In fact, most people in a gym didn't even know what a kettlebell was. Okay, so today, kettlebells are ubiquitous. Yeah, big word there, okay? So I sold the majority of my kettlebells back in the late 2010s, but fortunately, one of my close friends in the health club that we belong to, yes, I belong to a health club. It's got an indoor pool and an outdoor pool, and that's the main reason I take my kids there. Anyway, they also have some kettlebells. So my friend's got a bunch. I've got some. I don't have as many as I used to, and the health club's got the big ones that I don't have anymore. Okay, so I've got access to all the kettlebells I need. And sure, it can be kind of expensive to have a lot of kettlebells, especially if you buy them new, but you can find great deals on used kettlebells almost daily on Facebook Marketplace and probably Craigslist and some other places, okay? All right, number four is, and this goes without saying, but a lot of people have not really sat down and thought long and hard about this, your number one goal Okay. Not your top 5 goals that you want to roll into one thing, but your number 1 goal. Okay. So readers of my newsletter and a lot of viewers of these videos generally have one of 4 goals. Number 1, which is to lose fat, or as I like to say, get lean or get leaner. Number 2, get stronger and or more muscular. Number 3, rehab old injuries and feel younger again. And number 4, improve conditioning for a sport like BJJ or mountain biking or something like that. And your kettlebell workouts, or better stated, kettlebell training programs, are really based on the variables of 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. And that equals the best kettlebell program for you right now, today, all right, whatever today's date is. Okay. So if you're looking for a program to achieve your goals or are between programs right now, which program is right for you? Well, I don't know per se, right? Again, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. As a result, I'll leave a list of resources, my best kettlebell programs that you can choose from. I'll leave a list of them and a description of them in the description of the video. Okay. So hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, click the like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already. And if you know somebody else who's struggling to get their kettlebell workout on, go ahead and hit the share button and share this video with them. It'll help clarify some things for them. Okay. Until next time, my friend, stay strong.